Right, 6:30 having arrived, actually 6:32 officially. I will officially call the meeting to order. Is the meeting been properly posted and the roll been taken?
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2 is pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, approval of minutes. 3.1 are approval of the minutes from the June 18th and July 9th meeting. If there's no additions or corrections, I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes. There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 4, communications. And then we did get the one communication relates to item 7.1. Other than that, I don't believe we have any other communication. With that, we'll move on to item number 5, which is public comments. Citizens may address the chair at this point in the meeting. I would just ask that you please limit your comments to items on the agenda this evening for once, no more than 3 minutes maximum. And if there's anyone that wishes to make comments, I would just ask that you state your name and address for the record. Is there anyone that wishes to make public comments at this time? Oh, yes.
Would not be the appropriate time to talk.
Yeah, I just would ask that you state your name and
Sure.
address for the.
I'm Jeff Allhite, and I live at N 1865 County Road H in Lake Geneva. And this is regarding watershed ministries. That is on the docket for tonight. Well, I know we went through this with the zoning board already, and I know we have 2 individuals that are on the zoning board that are on city or common council as well. I still ask that you guys accept this, and I guess I also, can I ask questions or I can only speak?
Just comments,
Just comments, okay.
and we can't respond actually technically at this point.
That's what I was asking if you can. So I know there was concerns brought up by Kevin, and I'm sure most of you guys already kind of read through the format and what was placed on the agenda. It may have been a little misconstrued that while there's actually a resolution provided in here that for you guys to accept, I know that they did vote it down. So I guess I would take this time to kind of address, I know Kevin was kind of the leader that formed the issues that he was, or brought the most issues of concern to you guys. So I really felt that a lot of the issues that he brought were, could be negated and were kind of addressed in the proposal that was provided to you guys. You know, because he brought up about not being consistent with future use plans and things of that nature. And under the staff recommendations, it's even provided that staff notes that the proposed use is consistent with the regional mixed use future land use category and the standards for reviewing institutional development in the comprehensive plan, but is not consistent with some of the comprehensive plan's economic development goals to promote higher value redevelopment and non-residential tax base around the interchange area. I think that was a bit of his focus that he had made mention. Again, those are goals, and it didn't address some of the economic plan. But as far as the rest of it, even staff recommendation recommends that it fits majority. And all that being said, I guess to kind of shorten this up and not read you guys a bunch of stuff, the essence behind zoning laws and ordinances in the spirit of the law is what's supposed to be instituted. That's why conditional use was created, because there are the issues where it doesn't fit. And if we're realistic and we go around town, how much is operating in non-conforming use, a good majority of it. I sit on the other side of a board in the village that I live in, and conditional use and non-conforming is everywhere. As zoning laws change, things don't no longer fall into those categories of conforming use anymore. So I guess what I'm looking at here, and I know parking was an issue, and that was something that was brought up as a major issue. There's an adjacent property owner that's willing to sign a long-term lease with me to alleviate some of that too as well. So all that being said, I guess I'm asking you guys to reconsider, look at the spirit of the law and not hold it to the letter of it. And to really think about the value that this would bring to the community and how you can help the least fortunate that are already amongst us. Not necessarily always all in Delavan, but within Walworth County too. And how we could work collaboratively to kind of bring this all together. So if you guys could, even if you want to table it for another session, I have further discussions to negotiate some of this. The proposed plan that was offered, I can agree to pretty much all of it except for one item that you guys already have written in front of you. I can make that work. So that's basically what I'm here for. Even if there's a chance you guys want to table it and have further discussions, I'm willing to come in for that or anything like that.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, thanks.
Anyone else wish to make public comments at this time?
Hi, good evening. My name is Sarah Nichols. I'm the Executive Director for Open Arms Free Clinic. It's the only free clinic in Walworth County serving people with no health insurance, and the only dental clinic in Walworth County taking care of Medicaid enrolled patients, children, and adults. I've actually been working with Jeff for the last number of years, almost 5, and because I have a deep belief in his Watershed Lodge project and his program. In fact, I helped write not only the nonprofit application, but also a grant application to reuse the property in Inspiration Ministries, because the problem isn't just the unhoused, it's safely supporting those who need that support. And as someone who's been providing medical, mental, and dental care for our community for the last 12 years, I know a good program, I know a good leader, and I support myself with all that effort for those people who have those ideas. I know Delavan does not need to be the only fix, but I do believe that can be a model in other counties, because we're also on the Community Health Improvement Plan for the county, and housing is an initiative for the county. I'm also a United Way beneficiary of their gifts, and their new leadership, Ryan Holt, is a true believer in housing for all people. And so knowing that the motivation and the guidance is spearheading here in Delavan has ripple effect for the rest of the county, and we can be the model. And I just wanted to lean my support into Jeff's proposal for your consideration. For the things that he's been able to negotiate with you, I think is more than generous. Those things that have your ability to modify are also within your control. So I just wanted to lean my support into the Watershed Project. So thank you for your time.
Anyone else wish to make public comments at this time? Yes.
Good evening. I'm Kevin Armstrong from 216 North 4th Street, a member of the city's Plan Commission. I previously forwarded a memo concerning item 7.1, which is in your agenda materials, and I'd like to speak to that now. I reviewed the agenda materials for your common council meeting outlined under Plan Commission item 7.1, and I believe the agenda packet incorrectly characterizes the action of the Plan Commission on this matter at its July 1st meeting and can confuse the council in its deliberations. The July 23rd council agenda packet includes this statement. Following the public hearing on July 1st, the Plan Commission did not make a recommendation on the proposed conditional use permit. To anyone who attended or watched the meeting, this characterization is clearly not what happened. The correct characterization is that very clearly the commission recommendation was to not grant the conditional use. A summary of the meeting discussion is helpful. Following the public hearing concerning the conditional use, I made the staff provided motion concerning the conditional use with limits to 59 parking spaces and 59 residents. I clearly noted I was making the motion solely for the purpose of debate. The motion was seconded. In discussion of the motion, I have shared objective reasons to oppose and deny the conditional use. They were and are: one, as noted in the planner's agenda report, the proposed conditional use identified as not consistent with the City of Delavan comprehensive plan intentions for the commercial area around the I-43 interchange, as the conditional use would result in reduction in commercial value. That's an element that the Plan Commission has to consider. Secondly, the proposed design does not meet the requirements for institutional residential, the proposed conditional use, as the design includes individual rooms with individual bathrooms, while the planner's report notes that institutional residential rooms may not include a kitchen or private bathroom. Third, the property would be non-conforming institutional residential property in existing and design use. It is non-conforming for building design reasons, including bathroom accommodations and the lack of commercial food service elements. It is also non-conforming due to building and site setbacks. This non-conforming condition is only allowed to continue by backdooring the zoning process through using a conditional use process for a business local property. That's the existing zoning of that property. It would be more appropriate, as Councilman Beazer pointed out at our meeting, to attempt to change the zoning for the actual proposed use of the property to institutional residential, and then develop plans and ensure a conforming site and building suitable for that zoning. Fourth, parking is substandard for a residential use, particularly given the lack of street parking availability and insufficient mass transit. The commission discussion continued and members reinforced agreement on this point. When the matter was called to a vote, the motion failed overwhelmingly on voice vote. The draft minutes note the motion failed. Very clearly, the recommendation of the commission was to not grant the conditional use. Certainly the commission's action has to be at least characterizing as not recommending granting the conditional use. Further tonight, your agenda packet identifies the staff recommended action is to approve the conditional use. There is no mention that the Plan Commission clearly rejected a motion to recommend approval of the conditional use. This clearly does not communicate the recommendation of the Plan Commission and could cause confusion tonight. In my email concerning this matter, I asked staff to rewrite the report to clearly state the recommendation of the commission to not grant the conditional use. They chose not to. My understanding from discussions with the mayor and other city staff is that the staff was hesitant to include the clear recommendation to not grant the conditional use because they struggled with interpreting an overwhelming defeat of the motion to recommend approval of the conditional use as a vote to not grant, while easily interpreting it as a vote to not make a recommendation. I find this preposterous. To interpret the action of the commissioners as a vote to not make a recommendation, one would have at least identify a person or a portion of the discussion of the board where someone said, I don't think we should make a recommendation. They can't because no one did. The commissioners clearly voted to recommend not granting the conditional use. The mental gymnastics required to interpret the action any other way might win a prize in Paris over the next couple of weeks, but it certainly doesn't accurately portray the actions of the Plan Commission. I hope this clarifies the background of the issue before you, and I believe it accurately represents the point of view of the commission. To close, we all clearly agree with the applicant and the folks who came before us about the positive element of this. What we disagreed with as a plan commission was the details behind the plan as a conditional use and how it impacts the zoning in that area. So I would recommend that you vote to deny the conditional permit before you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to make comments at this time? If not, we'll move on to item number 6, which are reports of committees, boards, and commissions. Item 6.1, Finance Committee and the Financial Report, Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Committee met on July 9th. A number of meetings or items from that meeting are on tonight's agenda. Our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, August 20th at 5 p.m. And with that, I move to approve the financial report.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 6.2, General Operations, Alderman Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. General Operations met on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. Chief Hanson's report included the passing of the department's first K-9, Rocky, the progress of the 2025 budget report, and he encouraged council to watch for it on ClearGov prior to the workshops. We can get our questions answered in advance. Building and Zoning Administrator Welch noted that 22 new homes have been permitted this year. All of phase 1 at Harbor Club have been sold. Half of phase 2 have been sold, and the remaining topics will come up later in the meeting. The next GOC meeting will be Tuesday, August 6th at 5:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Wilson. Item 6.3, Planning Commission, Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Planning Commission met July 1st. There's an item from that meeting agenda on tonight's agenda. The next scheduled meeting is for Monday, August 5th at 5 p.m. As always, the minutes are on file with the city clerk for public inspection.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. Item 6.4, Public Works, Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Public Works met June 25th and today just before this meeting. The next scheduled meeting is for Tuesday, August 27th at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. Item 6.5 is the Town of Delavan Lake Committee, Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Town of Delavan Lake Committee met June 25th and July 3rd. The next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, August 7th at 6 p.m. at the Town Hall.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. Item 6.6, Library Board of Trustees, Alderwoman Sen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Library Board of Trustees met June 20th and July 18th. Our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, August 15th at 5:30 at the library.
Thank you, Alderwoman Sen. Item 6.7, Parks and Recreation Commission, Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Parks and Recreation Commission met on June 24th and July 22nd. We discussed the Phoenix Park Plan, the Arboretum and tree replacements and memorials there, and Never Say Never at Eden Park. Our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, August 26th at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you, Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia. Item 6.8, Communications Commission, they have not met since the last city council meeting, and no meeting date, I don't believe has been scheduled at this time. We'll move on to item 6.9, Delavan Downtown Project Management Team, Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Delavan Downtown Project Management Team has also not met since the last council meeting. The next meeting will be scheduled for August or September.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. Item 6.10, Delbrook Golf Commission, Alderman Square.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Delbrook Golf Commission met July 1st at 5 p.m. The roof has been repaired. The insurance covered half of the cost. We got a 20-year guarantee on it. Play is up 912 rounds to date over last year. The finance and council has approved the irrigation pump. Due to the rain, we haven't had to turn on the sprinklers. We voted to award the boardwalk repairs to K Roads in the amount of $14,394.72. We looked at Tech Deck, but the price was double. We discussed the Nelson Fund. I commented that Delbert is owned by our city and not by the Nelsons. And we asked our director to bring it before Finance Committee to help with the irrigation pumps. Our next meeting is August 5th at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Alderman Square. Item 6.11, Tourism Commission, Alderwoman Sen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Tourism Commission has not met since our last council meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, August 12th at 5.
Thank you, Alderwoman Sen. Item number 7, issues that came before the planning commission. 7.1 is consider a request for a conditional use permit at 518 Board Road, tax parcel XA 1885-1, allowing for institutional residential land use. Business local PL zoning district with a wellhead protection overlay, applicant Jeff Alhite, Watershed Ministries LLC.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to deny the conditional use permit at 518 Board Road, tax parcel XA 1885-1, allowing for an institutional residential land use with the business local BL zoning district with a wellhead protection overlay, applicant Jeff Alhite, Watershed Ministries LLC, due to the following. 1, lack of consistency with the city of Delavan comprehensive plan intentions of the commercial area around the I-43 interchange as conditional use result in a reduction in commercial value. 2, the proposed design does not meet the requirements for institutional residential. The proposed conditional use as the design includes individual rooms, individual bathrooms, while the planner notes that the institutional residential rooms may not include a kitchen or private bathroom. 3, the property would be non-conforming institutional residential property in its existing and designated use. It's non-conforming for building design reasons, including bathroom accommodations and a lack of commercial food service elements. It's also non-conforming due to the building and site setbacks. The non-conforming condition is only allowed to continue by backdooring the zoning process through the conditional use process for business local property. It would be more appropriate to attempt to change the zoning for the actual proposed use of the property, institutional residential, and then develop plans to ensure a conforming site and building suitable for that zoning. And 4, parking is substandard for residential use, particularly given the lack of street parking availability and insufficient mass transit.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Yes.
So I am in favor of the idea behind this process. I'm in favor of the project in the future, provided that it is done correctly. We took a great deal of time putting together a strategic plan for the city and coming up with ways to accomplish the strategic plan's goals. That's what we're trying to do. That's our roadmap. We don't just go willy-nilly. If something needs a conditional use permit in order to fit within the idea of the strategic plan, that's something that we look at. That's something that we consider. We don't use the conditional use permit in order to sidestep the strategic plan. I am definitely in favor of something like this in the future, but this was not the way to do it.
Thank you, Alderman. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, we do have a motion and a second. Everyone clear on the motion? With that, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 8, issues that came before the finance committee. 8.1 is consider emergency generator replacement quotations for the municipal building.
I move to approve the second option for the municipal building replacement generator from VP Plus at the quoted price of $62,122 to provide backup power to the entire building with sound reduction, along with an added $15,000 contingency for a possible second transfer switch. And move to approve the proposed resolution declaring the existing generator as surplus upon installation of the replacement unit.
Second?
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing, hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia,
Yes.
Alderwoman Sack,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderwoman Barbosa.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 8.2 is consider emergency generator replacement quotations for the water utility well number 5.
I move to approve the transfer switch and replacement generator with sound reduction from VP Plus at the quoted price of $49,466 for utility well number 5 with city staff placing the concrete pad, and move to approve the proposed resolution declaring the current generator as surplus upon delivery of the new equipment.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Weiser.
Yes.
Alderwoman Barbosa.
Yes.
Alderman Square.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 8.3 is consider change order to the 2024 street and utility contract with Onset Corporation to include the replacement of water main piping on 3rd Street and Geneva Street and conflicts on 9th Street.
I move to approve a change order in the amount of $72,070 to the 2024 streets and utility contract with the Wanasek Corporation for replacement of water main piping on South 3rd Street at East Geneva Street and authorize the additional $5,347.52 related to the unknown water main conflicts encountered along 9th Street.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderwoman Smith.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Weiser.
Yes.
Alderwoman Barbosa.
Yes.
Alderman Square.
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 8.4 are approval of the bills.
Move to approve warrant 2024-06.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 9, issues that came before the General Operations Committee. 9.1 is consider the renewal liquor license application for a Class 8 license for Ammons Beer and Wine for 2024-2025.
I'll move to approve the renewal of a Class A liquor license for Ammons Beer and Wine at 325 South Wright Street.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 9.2, consider approval of a Class B fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license for Game Time at West Sports 1265 Racine Street. I understand there's no need.
The application's been withdrawn.
Okay, so there's no need to take up that issue at this time. Item number 10 are public comments. Any citizens that wish to address the chair at this point in the meeting, I would just ask that you please limit your comments to once for no more than 2 minutes. Is there anyone that wishes to make public comments at this time?
You should all get raises.
Thanks, Chris. With that, then we'll move on to item number 11, suggested future agenda items. Are there any suggested future agenda items at this time? If not, at this time, certainly if something comes up, please let myself know, city clerk, and I'm happy to put that on the agenda for future discussion. With that, and there being no further business, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So there's a motion and a second. All in favor of adjournment, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thanks, everyone.